Namaste. Welcome. My name is Tiina. Thank you for joining me here, and thank you for joining us, the School of Living Yoga, for this Moon to Moon Restorative Yoga Immersion. We're so passionate about bringing the medicine of rest to you, and this is a restorative yoga practice that will calm the nervous system, soothe our beings, and this particular practice is themed with the waxing moon to bring in the energy of flourishing, of faith, of trust as we move towards the full moon. Although if you're finding this practice at another time during the lunar cycle, know that that's okay. The medicine of rest and these energies are beautiful to tap into anytime. Okay, so thank you so much. Take your time to get comfortable in a seated position. Know that if you do have some restorative props handy, I'll be guiding with a bolster, the option of using blocks and pillows and blankets too. We'll start seated though, so make your way to a comfortable seat, whether you're sitting cross-legged or you can stretch the legs out if that's more comfortable. Allow your spine to grow nice and tall. Perhaps you close down your eyes to begin. And start to notice your breath. As you breathe in and out through the nose, feeling the sensation of air at the nostrils and how your body breathes. You may soften into the full yogic breath, where the inhale expands the belly, the middle ribs, the upper chest. And the exhale, long, smooth, and slow, letting go. Continuing to feel the fullness of the inhale like a waxing moon, filling, expanding, and the release of the exhale softens, guides you into stillness. You may bring a hand to belly and a hand to heart as you welcome yourself to be here, welcoming all the layers of the self, the physical, energetic, emotional and mental, welcoming your nervous system and your state of being, holding space to be here just as you are. And we welcome the energy of the waxing moon, the waxing gibbous moon, this beautiful time where the moon is growing more and more bright. And often energy peaks around the full moon, and we can, perhaps some of us can feel that energy building. Nature reminds us that we have a natural movement towards growth and flourishing in our lives. And it's natural to grow, to evolve, to move towards your dreams, towards what fulfills you. And the waxing gibbous moon is a beautiful time to cultivate trust. We've planted our seeds, we're tending, we're cultivating, we're nourishing ourselves, we're moving forward, we're growing, and then we have faith, we trust that we're supported. And the message of trust instills safety in the nervous system. It helps us to be at ease, to believe in ourselves and in our lives, to trust in life. We'll take a few more breaths to welcome in. If you do have an intention, if you have a prayer, to hold space for this in your practice, as if lighting a candle at the altar of your heart. And bringing your hands palm to palm together at heart center as you bow the head down. Honoring your indwelling spirit. Honoring yourself and making this choice to practice yoga, to take care of yourself in this deep way. Thank you. And we honor the practices, our guides and teachers. Thank you. We'll interlace our hands and then press the palms down for a moment with your chin towards your chest. With your next inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. You may look up for a moment. Exhale and release the arms down, but twirl the wrists along the way. Letting your arms soften into your lap, bring some movement into your shoulders, rolling your shoulders up, down, round and round, warming and nourishing. Continuing to connect with your breath as we are exploring movement in the body. And let's soften our shoulders back and down and pause there, and we'll breathe in to let the heart shine forward. And breathe out to round the spine back, tucking the chin and tail under. We'll inhale, the heart shines forward. And exhale, the spine rounds back. Continue to flow with the movement of your breath. And gently awakening the central channel of the spine, warming and nourishing. Beautiful. And as you're ready, come to pause and center. Take a deep breath in and sweep the arms out and up like a big radiant moon. Release your right arm down beside you as you sweep your left arm up and over in a side lateral bend, and float all the way up and over to the other side. And continue to flow from side to side gently, waxing and waning, cycling, moving, flowing. Until you pause and center for a moment with your arms reaching high on your inhale. As you exhale, twist towards your right, crossing your left hand to your right leg, right arm at your side. Release through center as you breathe in to sweep the arms high. To exhale to the opposite side, crossing right hand over. Floating back through center and continue to flow, guided by your breath, your own pace, gently twisting from side to side. Beautiful. The next time you twist towards the right, let's pause and hold that position. Feeling the gentle rotation and breathing here. And releasing as you inhale, the arms float high. To exhale, opposite side, twisting towards the left, breathing. Let's soften to center, and we'll bring the soles of our feet together with the knees open to the sides. A little fluttering of the knees up and down here to create gentle warming in the hips. Just a little bit of fluttering with a nice tall spine. Letting your knees soften into gravity, we'll breathe in to lengthen, and on the exhale, a gentle floating forward. Now you might move here by rolling right back up, growing tall, lifting your heart, and then bowing back forward and down. Continue to gently ride the waves of your breath. You might continue to flow, or you might find yourself softening into stillness in a forward fold for a few breaths. Nourishing breath flows in and around sensation. The mind is soft and at ease. Beautiful. With an inhale, floating up to a tall spine, we'll draw our knees in towards each other and come over onto your hands and knees. So we move into our first restorative style pose, which will be a twist. Restorative yoga, we hold the poses for a few minutes even. So if there's a need to come out of the pose before I've suggested, you can of course honor that. In this twist, I'm placing a block at the top of the mat. and placing a bolster on top. If you don't have blocks and bolsters, you can use firm pillows, anything that, like a cushion, that can prop up your setup a little bit. So you just want a bit of a slope here. Here, to come into the posture, left hip comes to the base of the bolster, the knees pointing over to the right. You might bring an extra cushion between the knees if that feels good. Our arms come to frame the props as you gently find your way to twist the heart facing the bolster as you then ease down to rest onto the props. And as you rest down on top of your bolster, your arms might be draped to either side, making sure your head faces the same direction as your knees. Welcoming any little adjustments that help you find more ease here. You might close your eyes when you're ready. And allow the movement of the breath to be natural and easeful. Each breath wave rolling in and out softly, smoothly. Each wave of breath guiding you to soften a little more, to be even more relaxed with each breath. Letting your mind soften as your body relaxes. And when you soften into the support of the props and you really feel that connection that your body makes with the props, it helps to instill a feeling of trust in your nervous system. That you can trust that you are supported, that it's safe to let go, to soften. To be still. And this feeling of trust ripples out into our lives, what we practice on the mat and in our yoga practices really ripples out into our lives. Cultivating a feeling of trust in whatever life brings you. Trusting in yourself, trusting in your path. And as you soften, you might notice that you become even more relaxed with time and with breath and with gravity. So let yourself really welcome that feeling of rest, knowing that this is a time to allow yourself to soften, to surrender. Let's take a few more breaths here. And to prepare to come to the other side, you might first just wiggle your fingers and toes, and then gently press yourself up using your hands to lift up. When you're ready to come to the other side, first you might wiggle and move and notice what does your body need, and then take your time to swivel around. So you swivel, knees pointing over to the left, the right hip against the base of the props, the arms coming to frame the props as you turn the belly and chest down, the head facing the same direction as the knees. And taking this time to settle and to soften and to invite any of the little movements that help you find that sweet spot where you can rest. And return to the breath, the natural ebb and flow of your breath. The mind softening as the body relaxes. The candle's flame at the altar of the heart still shimmering with the light of your intention or prayer. That which you are cultivating within the sacred space of your practice. And as you allow your body to soften into the support beneath you, it sends a message of trust to your nervous system, rewiring those pathways in your brain that might bring worry or anxiety or fear, to really embrace what it is to have faith in yourself and in life. And resting, relishing the space that opens up within you, the space of nurturing rest. And taking just another few breaths here. Take our time to transition. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing ease into the transition. There's no rush. And could you press yourself up? And when you come up, take your time to find just what your body needs. If there's a little movement, and we'll gently transition now to a child's pose. I love child's pose, such a beautiful posture that I find symbolizes this sense of deep reverence, really. We bow down, we're bowing to life, we're bowing to that great mystery that can be so potent around this time of the waxing moon. In this variation of child's pose, I'm bringing the bolster horizontal on the mat. You can also use a pillow. Option to bring a pillow between the hips and heels just for more comfort if that feels good. We'll bring the knees to widen apart here a little bit. And here we want the props to be positioned so that you can rest your forehead down on top of them. So take your time to get comfy there and find that place where you still have room to breathe. So it's just your forehead resting, the arms are draping over top of the props. And if it feels good, you can even bring in Namaskar Mudra, our prayer position above the back of the head, palm to palm, if that feels nourishing, which I find can really symbolize the reverence and the gratitude that we can bring into our practice. And here, allow yourself to soften. You might feel some sensation through the body, especially in the back of the body. You might imagine the light of an almost full moon shining down upon your back. And breathing here to allow this light to shimmer and to shine. Nourishing you. Now, I'm going to offer an option here. You might choose to stay where you are if it feels nourishing to stay here. Another option is to make an adjustment in the arms. And that adjustment is to take your right arm and glide it under the left. And you might even turn your head a little bit so that the right side of your head is supported by the props. And this is a little bit more of an active restorative pose because it brings some more stretch into the body. So if it feels good to be here, you might stay for a few breaths and let the breath flow into the space at the shoulders and upper back. And breathe and soften. And if you're in the threaded needle variation, take your time to unthread, and you might drape the right arm back over your bolster. Take your left arm and thread it underneath the left side of the head, tucking onto the props. And softening into gravity here as the breath flows into the upper back and shoulder space. And if you're in that threaded needle variation, gently unthreading, and we'll all drape our arms over the bolster for another few breaths. Maybe Namaskar Mudra, prayer hands at the back of the head. Cultivating gratitude, reverence, faith, and trust. And gently we'll release our arms down and take our time to lift up. No rush. As you come up again, notice, what does your body need? Is there a movement, a prana response, the way life force moves in you? It's time for Shavasana, the final relaxation pose. You might rest in a traditional Shavasana where your legs drape over a bolster and you bring a pillow under your head. And all of the supports like blankets, eye coverings, anything that helps you feel cozy. But I'll also demonstrate a supported Shavasana, which is a little bit of a front extension or back bend position that you can rest within if you choose. And just to give you a visual, I'm taking 2 blocks, like a T shape, on the mat and bringing the bolster up on top to make a little slope. And it's okay if you don't have these particular props, you're looking for just a bit of a slope, which you can use cushions and pillows to achieve. I have an extra pillow to put under the knees, another little pillow for under the head. So again, this is just an option for a final relaxation in a supported way, or you can rest in your more traditional Shavasana. Either way, attending to your comfort and ease, perhaps with eyes closed or a covering over your eyes. Taking all the time you need to find stillness. As you soften into the support beneath you. For just a few rounds of breath, bring in Samavriti breath, the equal waves. As you inhale, count internally to 4 or 5. Exhale the same count, again maybe 4 or 5 counts. Continuing to count internally. The same on the inhale as the exhale. You might stay with this version of Samavriti, or you might bring a pause, a kumbhak, in between each breath where you can hold for a couple of counts, or maybe even the same count as the inhale and exhale. Making it work for your unique lung capacity and what feels nourishing. So that option of working with the space in between, maybe a count comes in there too. Now, as you are ready to smooth out the breath and soften, you can let go of the count and allow the body to breathe naturally. Your thinking mind softening into awareness itself that expands through the inner body. Sensing or imagining the light of a almost full moon. Could you draw this light from the heavens, from the sky, down into your body, into your heart, into your belly, into your whole being. And allow yourself to rest here, deeply nourished within the stillness. And as you rest here at home in the stillness, in the light of the moon, in your awareness, bringing nourishment, bringing hope, this natural movement towards growth and life and flourishing, alive within you. As you bring your awareness to your heart altar, that candle's flame of your intention or prayer, and trust that it's naturally supported. Breathe and trust in this to be true. My dear ones, you might choose to rest longer and just stay here in your relaxation, or you might start to slowly awaken with me. And if you awaken now, you can bring awareness to the sounds in your space or the air on your skin, maybe a little wiggle to your fingers and toes. Here, if it feels good, you could bring your hands palm to palm at the heart and rub your hands together a little bit, creating some warmth, some energy. And then let these hands rest and cup over your eyes, perhaps a little massage to the brow and the temples, or even down to the neck, or a little rub to the heart or belly, letting the intelligence of prana guide you, of life force. As you slowly awaken here, you might take a stretch and roll to one side, or slowly, gently come up to seated. As you come up, we'll bring our hands again to the body, one hand to belly, one hand to heart. A few full yogic breaths, trusting that this practice, the peace and the deep nourishment really grounds and roots into your nervous system to carry with you into the day-to-day, into those moments of life to come. More peace, more ease. And we'll bring our hands palm to palm at the heart as we offer the healing benefits of this practice to all beings. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, peace for all, and namaste. So much love and gratitude to you. Thank you. Come out of your practice slowly and gently. Maybe turn to your journal or take some quiet moments of reflection, or turn to nature just to try to take it slow. At the School of Living Yoga, we're so grateful for your presence in these immersions. It really is such a beautiful way to connect in community. So I do welcome you to leave a comment. Let me know you were here, anything that you experienced in the practice that you'd like to share. And just to know a little bit about I feel to share a little bit about my personal experience with restorative yoga. So in my life, I'm a mom to a toddler, and of course also yoga teacher, business owner, entrepreneur. I have a private practice in counseling and hypnotherapy, and so life is busy, life moves fast. And restorative yoga and meditation, these practices are such an important part of my life in really opening up space to cultivate more stillness, more rest, and more space, because life moves so fast. And restorative yoga helps slow down time. It truly does. It helps me to feel so much more present, because the slowing down in the moments, in the poses, actually sends that message to the nervous system, to the subconscious mind, to all the parts of the consciousness, really, that it's safe to slow down. And it's that slowing down in the practice, that opening up to presence, that also deep listening that can come from that, listening to the wisdom in the body, listening to the wisdom of the universe that can come through in those moments of meditation. It really ripples out into the day-to-day. And I say this really heartfully and truthfully, that one of my biggest lessons in life right now is how to slow down and be really present, especially having a little one, because they grow so fast and I want to savor every single moment and really cherish it and not just be rushing through it and moving at the pace of our society. So just to share a little bit of that personal experience with you, I hope that restorative yoga can touch your life in a special way too. And I hope that it can be a support and a resource, especially for these times that we live in, where we need the most amount of support we can get to bring peace into our nervous systems, into our hearts, and into our souls. So thank you for joining me and for joining us at the School of Living Yoga with our immersion. And know that if restorative yoga is sort of piquing your interest, you want to go deeper, we do also have a training, Moon to Moon Restorative Yoga teacher training, which is a beautiful gateway into a deeper exploration into the medicine of rest, and of course empowering you to then be able to guide others if you feel called to. So there's more information below this video. And if you're just finding this video and separate from the rest of the immersion, there's also a playlist linked so that you can have access to the other beautiful practices from our team. Thank you again. Be well.